Welcome to our video series on BMC Network Automation. We're going to show you how to manage compliance violations with Remediate span actions through two videos. The first video shows how to define corrective actions which can be used by the Remediate span action to clear violations. The second video we'll discuss how to create a Remediate span action. In the first video, let's see what a Remediate span action is. Starting with version 8.9, you can associate a rule with a corrective action that can perform multiple types of span actions. A Remediate span action executes the corrective actions that are defined in violated rules. When you choose a remediating configuration, the span actions, such as deploy to active and deploy to stored, can run only the deploy to active or deploy to stored corrective actions. As compared to these span actions, a Remediate span action can run the following types of corrective actions: deploy to active, deploy to stored, deploy OS image, and custom actions. For the purpose of this video, let's clear violations on two Cisco devices with one Remediate job. Let's go to the dashboard. Here you see violations on the two Cisco devices. We have created a sample rule set, CIS Level 1 SNMP. This rule set contains 3 rules that are being violated, and because of which the violations are appearing on the Cisco devices. Let's try to correct these violations by adding corrective actions for each of the rules. You can add a corrective action on the Corrective Actions tab whenever you create or edit a rule. Depending on the trail you select on the Details tab, you can define one corrective action per trail. We will add the corrective action for the first rule on the BNA Device Attributes trail, which is already selected. Go to the Corrective Actions tab. Click the plus icon to add the corrective action. When you click the plus icon, the corrective action dialog box appears for defining that action. Depending on the span action you select, configuration options appear. For example, for a deploy to active action, we have 3 options. You can push a template, push an ad hoc template, or you can simply comply with the rule. When you choose the third option, the system computes the configuration that complies with this rule. When applicable, the system passes the configuration through Smart Merge to yield an incremental merge script. Other options are the same as in the deploy to active span action. Now, to remediate the violation that was generated due to the first rule, let's add the deploy OS image corrective action on the BNA Device Attributes trail. We can choose the required image from the OS image library. Click OK. Corrective action is added here for the BNA Device Attributes trail. Save the rule. Now we will add the corrective action for the second rule. Click Edit. We will be adding the corrective actions on the running and startup trails. Go to the Corrective Actions tab. Click the plus icon for the running trail. We are adding the deploy to active corrective action for the running trail. Here we will go with the complying with this rule option. Click OK. Corrective action is now added for the running trail. In the same way, we can add the corrective action for the startup trail. We will be adding the deploy to stored corrective action. For our purposes, we will go with the complying with the rule option. Corrective actions are added for both the trails. Along the same lines, we can define corrective actions for the third rule. When you view a rule, we can see all the corrective actions associated with that rule. For example, you can see that the deploy OS image corrective action is defined on the BNA device attributes trail. Now you are ready with the corrective actions that you can use in a Remediate span action. In this first video, we learned how to define corrective actions. I hope you found the video informative and useful. For more information, see docs.bmc.com. To see how to execute these corrective actions through the Remediate span action, please watch the next video in this series. Thank you for watching.